Hi friends, welcome to Civil Agriculture Tutorials. Today we discuss the full form of 6 terms which we are usually used in construction industry. So the first term is PCC, which is very familiar to us, that is plain cement concrete or PCC. PCC is a concrete which we use to put in all kinds of buildings before we put steel into it, because steel we discovered later. So before, in many of the construction you can see there was only PCC, there was not a addition of steel in it. So and PCC usually where we are laying, it is in the floor area or the plinth area we are laying. So it doesn't got that much compressive strength when or the tensile strength when compared to the RCC. RCC is the second term that I'm going to say. RCC is reinforced cement concrete. So PCC consists of cement, sand, water, okay, cement and coarse aggregate. These four items constitute PCC. If we add steel into it, which is also called reinforcement or reinforced steel. So if we add that reinforced into this PCC, it will be called reinforced cement concrete or RCC. So this is the basic difference between PCC and RCC. So this is the second type. First one is PCC, plain cement concrete. RCC is reinforced cement concrete. Okay, I think you understand that. And reinforced cement concrete have good compressive strength as well as good tensile strength when compared to the PCC. PCC have only one quality, that is more compressive strength, because it has got concrete only, there is no reinforcement there, and its tensile property is very less when compared to the RCC. So now we come to the third point, that is RBC, that is called reinforced brick concrete. Reinforced brick concrete consists of RCC, that is reinforced cement concrete, plus brick. When you add brick into the RCC structure, it is called reinforced brick concrete or RBC. Okay. So here actually nowadays engineers are not recommending this type of RBC structure. The thing is that why it is doing so is to make the make economically feasible or make it cost effective. We are adding bricks into the concrete, into the RCC structure. As you might have seen in many of that residential buildings, when they are making the roof of that, in order to save the concrete, they are putting bricks into it, so that much area we can save the volume of concrete. But the problem is that this brick doesn't have that compressive strength when compared to the RCC, and in future, as time passes on, there will be a lot of cracks formation, and the total strength bearing capacity of this RBC will be very less when compared to the RCC structure. So no, engineers are not recommending this, and nowadays I don't see any structure like that. But some people are telling that it is very cost effective. Of course, it is cost effective, but if you make some profit by not looking into the future or not looking into the number of years that it can sustain, then it will be actually a very big loss for you when comparing to RCC. So I will prefer to say that you always go for RCC rather than going for RBC, and it is not popular too. So this is the third time, RBC. Then now comes to DPC. DPC is called dam proof course. Actually, it is not a structural member. It cannot bear any weight. You know, the dam proof course is actually, it prevents the dampness from the substructure which goes into the superstructure. So it is actually a layer of concrete, PCC concrete, which we are laying, which is mixed with waterproof compounds, and which we are laying on the basement, so that it will prevent the dampness from coming from the basement to the wall surface. So that is called dam proof course. I think you are more familiar with the dam proof course. It is called DPC. So now the fifth one is RMC, ready mix concrete. Ready mix concrete, I think you are all familiar with this. Before, some years before, the way to do the concreting of roof or anything is we have to hand mix it at site, or we have to mix it by machine at site. Anyway, in both these things, the mix ratio will not be proper, because we are hand mixing, or machine mixing too also is not that much good, or the quality wise it is not so good. But nowadays there are batching plants which will be situated wherein maybe at some distance from your site, and there will be a lorry ready mix concrete truck is available. On the back of it you can see the rotating thing there, in which the ready mix concrete is there, and it is always rotating, and there will be ice. There are some arrangements to keep the temperature of that concrete mix at a constant temperature so that it will not get hardened. And they are adding some admixtures also for that. So if you found that batching plant, they will send how many cubic meters of RCC or concrete you need. It will come at site, and the advantage is that the quality wise it is very good, and also we don't need much labor, because if we are going to mix it we need a lot of labors for that, and that is expensive and also the time consuming. Here the time is will be very less, and this will RD mix will cover a very big area in a single day itself. So these are the advantages of RCC. So RMC. So nowadays we are doing only ready mix concrete, which is in a way it is very cost effective too. And the last one is PSC. PSC is pre-stressed concrete. I think I did one video of exclusively for this pre-stressed concrete, in which you know that the structure, there will be the structural member, that is the steel, will be pre-stressed. The tension will be added to the steel prior to the concrete, so that according to the design of the design load, they will analyze the load that will be coming into the structure, and analyzing the load, the level of tension that we can give to the steel, we can give it prior to the concreting of that particular thing. Usually we bought steel from the market, let's say 450 500 yield stress. So but this steel can extend to both sides, and that thereby we can provide tension into the steel, the required amount of tension we can provide before concreting itself, so that we don't need much steel into that member itself. Otherwise, if we have to provide 5 or 6 members, steel members, we need to provide only one steel member. So that much is the difference between the pre-stressed member and or the usual steel member or the usual reinforced structure that we are using now. So PSC is called pre-stressed concrete. There is another thing is called post tensioning, that is also is there. But now I am telling us about PSC, which is called pre-stressed concrete, where the dead load of that member can be reduced because of pre-stressing the member prior to the concreting. So the advantage is that the dead load of a multi-story building will be very less, and it will be more effective. The building will be more effective when compared to the RCC structure of the same building. This is also an RCC structure, but pre-tensioning is a new technique which is have more advantage. Advantage is that the dead load will be reduced. I hope you understand these 6 terms that we discussed today. So I will come with a new video with new subject. Till then, goodbye. Please subscribe, share and like my channel. Thank you very much.